Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by SonicWeb Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget, SonicWeb Studios is the answer. SonicWeb Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. SonicWeb Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews and even endorsed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Girls Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com on over 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple Music, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast, t-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, a lot more. Makes great gifts 24/7. And don't forget to check out the Mia Molson-Zia store on Amazon for great books like Missing, Once, and Wrinkles. Also cool merchandise like t-shirts, hoodies, phone cases, and more. Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia. Check it out today. And also support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, as well as PayPal and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Make sure you do so today. She's back by popular demand. She had a book out, which is a Total Life Mastery, and just a really good story behind it as well too. And she also created Fit Mania and the Parallel Personal Development Program. And we talked about how they got started with her husband, a rags to riches story. And of course, they found success. And of course, talking about the 8 areas of life mastery. She also ran a boutique business, a fit business, and just a lot of things. And of course, more than 25 years, she's raised a large family and, leadership and so many programs. And she's back by popular demand to talk more about the great book. And that is, by the way, I'll pull it out here, which is Life Mastery, Personal Progression, and yes, towards an infinite potential. There's a lot of, coverage as well, too. She's got some breaking news for us. Live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios, backed by popular demand, author Sherry Stirling Fernandez. Sherry, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us once again.
Thanks, Mike. I said it's like being getting on the show with an old friend now, right? Now that we've had some history.
And a lot of history as well, too. And of course, we covered a lot of things, being a speaker, a teacher, a mentor, and of course, how you got started with Life Mastery. And you also opened a boutique fitness, Fit Mania, personal development business. And, that took off. You ventured into getting into personal development, and we cover some topics as well too on how you got started, your history, and everything else. And before we get into more about the book, about more about life mastery and how it applies and everything else, and you got some breaking news. Once again, a very quick recap on how you got started before we get started about your book.
I got started a little late start in life as far as being prepared for life. Kind of partied away some of my my late teen, early 20s, and when we settled down, my husband and we met and wanted to be married, but we wanted more out of life, and we didn't have anything. We were just like, well, poor, like how will we eat next week? Kind of poor, and we had 2 little girls pretty quickly, and so but I wanted a lot, Mike. I really felt like there was a lot of. I wanted to not have any ceiling on our finances. I didn't want to be poor forever. I wanted to be able to do what I wanted to do, but also we did have a big family. I had 6 kids. I thought frequently it's possible I can have a big family and I can still have a nice body, hot body, and look really great. You don't have to give that up to have children. We're born to have children, right? So I thought I could have it all. And I missed a formal education, but I felt like I could still be educated if I had a good plan. And spiritually, I thought I want to know the mysteries. I want to understand. I want a deep spiritual life. So all these different things that I longed for and wanted, and over and over again, I told myself, I think it's possible to have it all. I just have to find the way. And I would say that frequently in my mind. It's possible to have it all. I just have to find the way. So I went reading, went to some seminars that we really couldn't afford, did a lot of audio programs, and it wasn't too consistent because I'm busy with these juggling these eventually 6 kids. But we went from so desperately poor that paying utilities, it wasn't a credit card problem. We didn't even have a credit card. It was literally a survival. And Ken would work 2 jobs. I would sometimes do something on the side. I often had children I took in. But eventually we applied the principles I teach in Life Mastery. And I can tell you, well, obviously you're never done, but all those 8 areas that I talk about in Life Mastery, physically, financially, vocationally, educationally, all those things I have been successful in. And it's just been the careful, consistent application of the principles I teach.
And very consistent as well too. And you also ran a boutique business, Fit Mania, and you also been involved in a number of programs. And what was it like for you running a fit business like that?
It was hard. No, it was great. It was such a great, it sounds like I've done a ton of things. I have done a ton of things, but it should be noted, I am kind of old. You can do a lot of things, you live long enough. It was great. It was 10 years there. We made a big difference in people's lives, sincerely, because I could afford to run it my way. I didn't need to make a living, although I did really try and did unsuccessfully, but I could do things the right way. I didn't have to cut corners or try to sell diet programs. We taught people lifestyles, and we really touched a lot of lives. It was a turning. I felt like fitness was on the edge of some new ways of thinking, and I wanted to advance that. I thought we could make our dent in the universe through that program. And we had hundreds, probably thousands really of people through there, but maybe the hundreds and the ones that really made a big difference in their life. But they did, and they were lifestyles that they could maintain. And then once you do that and you think, oh, finally, I've got a grip on my physical, I see it's not that hard. I can be fit. I can still eat normally, be fit, and have a mastery over my physical. Then people wanted more growth. They wanted to know how to have mastery over their finances and their relationships. So we provided a program. And since I'd been doing that before fitness, it was easy. We just kind of moved into the fit life, and we provided programs there, and people progressed. I have people still will call me and say, tell me about some of their financial successes, goals that they met, or things that they learned, or thank me for the change in their life that they finally found the answer to being lean and fit. I didn't find it myself. I spent my whole life trying to figure out how to be lean and fit and strong, and not, I tried all kinds of, I tell this in the book, I tried all kinds of dumb things like the rice diet and all kinds of stupid things. But then when I found the answer, I thought, this is so simple and so obvious. I have to share it with other people. It's so easy. I have to share it with other people. And so that's kind of how the fitness business was born.
It just made me think of it. You talk about some of the diets that went bad. What do you think is like the most odd diet, or like the most ridiculous, or what is the one that you don't recommend to anybody?
I don't recommend any of them. No, don't do a diet. It's really not so complicated. If you eat what we were intended to eat, you don't eat things we weren't intended to eat, and then you move, you work your muscles, you work your cardio, and you move a lot. I mean, it's really that simple. I think I told you last year, this time I'm 66, just turned 66. So 65, I participated in a fitness, like a bodybuilding figure division. I was not competitive because I won't lose that much weight, but I am lean enough and strong enough to get on a stage in one of those outfits. So I know what I'm talking about, right? I had a coach the other day said, I did some research on you. You still rock a bikini. I do still rock a bikini, but I didn't always. Took some years for me to figure it out. And then when I had the answers, I thought, oh, the world's hungry for these answers. So when we did that, I think we made a difference. The business itself took a lot out of me. And I don't think that the people part was great. The business part I was good at, but I didn't like it. And it kind of sucked a lot of energy out of me. So I'm glad I'm not going to do that again. But the fitness part was great. It really, I feel very grateful. I had the opportunity to do that. We changed lives, and I'm very proud of the work we did there. Very proud.
And very proud indeed too. We'll talk more about your book, Life Mastery, as well too. Personal progression towards an infinite potential in just 1 minute. You listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by SoundCloud Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Widener Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Widener Show, international warring author Mia Mosensia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Mosensia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love, will be the first to go missing, which I almost lost. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. And Missing by Mia Mosensia has garnered great reviews and Eve 11 endorsed by Hollywood celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Girls Missing by Mia Mosensia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Widener Show at themikewidenershow.com, over 30 podcast platforms. Take us with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Widener Show on the YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter today. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Widener Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/MeandMosenzia for great books and merchandise as well, too. And don't forget to support us on Anchor FM and PayPal and the MikeWidenerShow.com. Make sure you do so today. We're here with the amazing author, Sherry Stirling Fernandez of Life Mastery, the personal progressive towards an infinite potential here on the Mike Widener Show. And, just about the book again, too, maybe just get started. And why is Life Mastery different from the other personal development books?
Well, a couple of things that I feel that does make Life Mastery different, and I think they're important differences. I have a frustration with the proliferation of life coaches who are young and they're not successful themselves. Everything I put in that book, I knew of myself to be true because I had lived it and found success in it and taught it to other people, and they found success in it. It wasn't a good idea. When I coach somebody, I have a program, I have a workbook, and I have a system that I developed over these years. And so that my book, Life Mastery, is basically my coaching program at the end of the day. The other thing is, when I was looking for ways to change, I knew it was possible, but how? I found lots of motivation, people I just love, and they made a big difference in my life. Some of the great authors like Zig Ziglar and Jim Rohn and Earl Nightingale, and some of those old timers and some new ones too, Wayne Dyer. But they didn't ever tell me how. They were like, here's some things you could do. You could be better at this. You should do this or that. But they didn't give me a system how. And so I have some very simple, easy to use, but very effective 3 actually systems in the 3rd part of the book, how, because I didn't want to leave people frustrated. Like I was frustrated. I feel all jazzed up. I'm ready to go, but I don't know quite where to start. So there's some starting points. So I'm really proud of that too.
Mm-hmm.
So those are at least 2 things that are different.
And what are those 3 systems you talked about in the book as well, now that you mentioned it?
Oh, okay. The first one was, so when I was this 20-something woman with no money and 2 babies at the time, and no money, no money, I thought I need to develop some habits. I knew that I don't know how I knew this. I guess maybe from the reading, or maybe I just instinctively knew it. I need to do some things consistently, and I was very undisciplined. Anybody who knows me now will say my hallmark is just self-discipline, but I was very undisciplined. I had no good habits, daily habits. Well, I wanted 3, and I made myself a little, I thought, well, it works for children, it can work for adults. So I made myself a little chart. My 3 items down the left hand, and the dates of the month across the top, and I would check them off. Well, basically, one of my systems is that same system refined. It's called the tracking sheet. We call it a tracking sheet now. Mm-hmm. And you just, the things you want to do every day. You want to work out every day. Maybe you want to read every day. You want to pray or meditate, or whatever the daily habits are that you're trying to develop, which makes all the difference in where you're going. You put them on the sheet, and then every day you mark that off, and it doesn't sound very like it's going to make a difference, but it's a game changer. The only real habit you have to have is checking your tracking sheet, because what happens is people forget. I was going to get in shape. I was working out, and then I got busy and I forgot. Now it's been 2 weeks, and okay, I'll get back next week. They forgot they were going to do that. But once you commit it to writing and you use the tracking sheet. So that's one. The other one, not everything can be tracked every day. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we want to be something. I want to be a better listener. I want to laugh more. I want to be kinder. those are important things, but you can't really track them. You can't say, yes, I did, or no, I didn't at the end of the day. So that's daily written affirmations. And this is a practice I learned from Brian Tracy. He called them daily written goals, but to differentiate, we call it daily written affirmations. Totally the bomb for changing who you are. I tell in the book about how I had this habit of gossip, and it wasn't like real mean, but it was real ubiquitous in my life. And I broke off friendships. I prayed, I tried, I'd make progress, I'd backslide. And this programming, within a few weeks, I really obliterated that after years of working on it, that bad habit. I just said, I speak well of others, and daily written affirmation. So those are the bomb for changing who we are. And then the third one is the satisfaction checklist, writing everything you want to do for 3 months and checking off anything you did that you want or proud of, putting it on there. And just so at the end of 3 months, you have a record of all that you've accomplished. So you feel like you really are making progress as you're working hard every day. So those three systems, the systems that I outline in the book. Thank you for asking that question.
That is so amazing as well, too. And of course, the systems you mentioned are very important. It's also more important than goals. So it's like, what's the difference for you between a system and a goal as well, too? It seems like systems work, but sometimes goals fail.
That is such a smart thing you just said. It is so true. In fact, I give a presentation here and there, and the title is "Systems Are More Important Than Goals," just like what you said. Because people, we kind of laugh about people in New Year's resolutions, and they set goals and they don't keep them. Well, it's because it's not because they're weak. Well, life is busy. It's because they don't have a good system. Nobody taught them a good system. So once you plug something into a system, then you don't even have to worry about the goal. I share often the story of one of my clients who wanted to write in a journal for 1 year to each of her 2 children, something every day to them for a year. You want to keep this journal at the end of the year, give them the journal. And she'd want to do this for years. And she came one day to one of our sessions and she said, I put right in the journals for my kids on my tracking sheet. And now it's a done deal. Every day she sees that there. She said, oh yeah, write in my journal. She's not going to forget again. And it'll get done as long as she keeps her tracking sheet. These systems might sound like almost childish, but that's the beauty of them. They're simple, easy little things that totally make a difference. And it's these small things that usually make the difference, right? But yeah, totally, it's about systems. You have good systems, you can do anything. You can accomplish anything.
Mm-hmm. And I had to say it's a really good thing as well, too. Of course, the fact, habits being important to enforce, and of course, having a system in place, and daily tracking as well, too. And also, people still develop personal habits. And what are some of the new accomplishments you're trying to do when it comes to developing new personal habits?
For myself?
Yes.
Oh, I love that question. Thank you for asking. So some habits, I still track them. Some I don't track anymore because I just do them. There's others that I still do, but I still like to track them for fun. It makes me feel accomplished. But some of my newer ones, meditations, I've been doing this for probably 3 or 4 years. So that's kind of new. One of the things that I track on a monthly basis, I want to do 2 new things I've never done before every month. So that's kind of a new one. What am I doing right now? I've got 11 of them. So I should, okay. So, water consumption. I'm not very good at drinking water, even though I was a fitness professional, I was always so good at it. And then I had a little surgery on my throat and it's harder. So I track my water and I put that on there. That's a newer one. I'm doing a 5-minute stretch for my shoulders every day. So I put that on there. So but other things are like scripture reading something educational every day, working out every day. 14,000 steps. I do 14,000 steps every day. I've been doing that for quite a while too.
Wow.
So those are I've got about 11 things I track right now, daily things and a couple weekly, monthly things. But some things will always be there. Like meditation will always be on my tracking sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Some things like the water thing may come and go.
Oh, yes. And that's very important as well, too. And of course, we cover the areas of life mastery, like physical, spiritual, relationships, education, motivation, money, lifestyle, character. And I think you've touched them all. Maybe just quickly touch on what they are, too. And I'm trying to think, what are the ones that we leave out? Do you remember? Or
well, let's see. They're the physical, of course, and then the spiritual, and then relationships and education. So I have to look too, so I don't forget one. Money,
Mhm.
which is, and then vocation, which is different than a job, right? Your vocation it might be the job and it might be something different, lifestyle and character. And each of these things people say, which is the most important? There is no most important. Every one of them has to be in balance. Life mastery is not about so much of personal development is written in the terms of success, financial success or business success, but that's only success in one area. It's not really life success. It's important, but it's not the only thing. Real life mastery is when you have a handle on your fitness, your physical self, on your relationships, as opposed to being stuck or backsliding or struggling in some area that you don't. That's not happiness. But when we have a well-rounded, all 8 areas, we have some control in and master, and we're getting it. That's how we move forward and be happy. And that is the whole premise of the book, that when we're moving forward is when we're happy. Everybody knows that they're miserable when they're stuck. They're miserable when they're backsliding. The opposite of that is life mastery. I have control over my life and I'm moving forward. And that's happiness.
And you're doing an amazing job as well, too. And if someone wants mentoring the life mastery, is there a program available?
Yes, there's a program available. I have no one does life mastery except they get certified by me and that they haven't lived it themselves, that they don't know these systems inside and out and practiced it. I do not want to be another program where a bunch of people are getting certified and paying a little money for a weekend course and they're teaching who knows what. I only have people that work with me that know these systems. They've coached with me themselves for years. And so I still do some mentoring, and we have a handful of people that also do mentoring. So you can get more information on our website, lifemasteryinfo.com, or you can contact me directly through social media or by email, Sherry at lifemasteryinfo.com, and get more information if you'd like to. But the website gives quite a bit of information on it. You can see some of our mentors on there, and they're great. They're really awesome people. So you're not going to see any 18-year-olds coaching on my program or even 20-year-olds or 25-year-olds. Yeah. They're going to be people that've got some maturity and some life, not as old as me necessarily, but that have some maturity and some practice.
Mm-hmm. And I was thinking too, maybe their version of mentoring is like on TikTok or Instagram or Twitter or anything like that, like a 1-minute mentor or something special on TikTok. Can you imagine that?
Oh, I don't know. And then some of the things that are going around, I see these trends and I think this is damaging. Not only, most of it I think is harmless or probably not effective, but harmless. But some of it I think is actually damaging some of these so-called influencers who are 20 something years old and telling other young people how to live. And it's not good information. I don't think they're going to destroy anybody, but they're not helping either.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, could I just make a plug here, Mike?
Absolutely.
Don't necessarily have to get mentoring from me or my program, but I would beg people to do 2 things: get a coach or a mentor, but make sure that they're awesome. It's a great way to make progress, but make sure that there's somebody who you can respect and is standing on higher ground than you in all the areas that they're going to talk to you about. If you don't want to take relationship advice from somebody who's been divorced 5 times, right? That doesn't make any sense. Or like we say around my house, never hire a fat trainer.
That's obvious. Or
Yeah.
a dog trainer that hates dogs, or a cat trainer.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Or don't hire a financial advisor who's broke, right?
Oh,
So
yes, that's so important. And I think you cover that in your areas of life mastery. It's like money. I mean, that is so important, and in teaching as well, too. It's like, teaching, that is so important in these days.
I had an interview actually this morning, and she said, "What's the value of money? Should people seek money?" She agreed with me, actually. But I said, yes, get all the money that you can, then you can do a lot more good in the world. It doesn't do the world any favors for you to be struggling and hardly making it yourself. We need to make enough money to take care of ourselves and a whole bunch of other people. If we all did that, we'd be doing great. So yeah, do it in balance. Don't sell your soul for it, obviously. Make sure you're taking care of everything, which is actually the fastest way to be wealthy anyway, to make sure that everything's your relationships and your health and all those things. That it's really difficult to be wealthy for very long without taking care of all those other things.
Mm-hmm. And that's very important as well too. And we also got some breaking news as well too from Sherry. We'll tell you that in just 1 minute. You listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mia Molson's The Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. We'll be back with author Sherry Stirling Fernandez of Life Mastery, Personal Progression Towards an Infinite Potential after this time out. We're back with the amazing author Sherry Stirling Fernandez here on the Mike Wagner Show and the book Life Mastery, Personal Progression Towards an Infinite Potential. You can check that on Amazon, and you got some brand new news as well too, and we talked about it. And go ahead and share what is the big story for you as we speak today.
Well, we already have the book in hardback, paperback, and ebook, but it's going to be out in about 2 to 3 weeks. It should be out as an audio book, so it'll be out on Audible and all the other platforms you can buy audiobooks. So I'm very proud of it too. There's several large chunks that I were shared by my husband, things that he wrote, and he's going to read those. I have this I don't have the most marvelous voice in the world, but I have this man who's got this really nice voice that he's going to do some of the intros. I'm reading it, but he's going to do some of the introductions and the quotes, which is great because I couldn't pronounce all the names. Oh, there's one I can't pronounce this name of this quote, this person, but this other guy, he can pronounce all the names. It's his problem. So anyway, I'm very proud of it. I think it's going to be the man who's doing it, putting it together for me as a professional. He's done he's produced some records for Dave Matthews, and he's been doing kind of work for a really long time. So he's got a very good ear and very, very professional. So I think it'll be I hope it will be high class. It'll be a classy book, audiobook. I think Mike, would you mind turning the back side of the book on? I think the book's very classy.
Oh, sure. Yes, yeah. That's right. And yes.
It's got the 8 areas there. I think I get a lot of compliments on the book. I think it's very classy, and I wanted that. I asked for that, and I think that the audiobook also will be, I think, classy. It'll be a classy, well done.
And I like that. You can read physical, spiritual, relationships, education, money, vocation, lifestyle, character. It's all down and well explained too. And I'm sure that gets covered a lot in the audiobook as well. And it's also for people who still listen to audiobooks in their cars and their smartphones and every device possible, which is great.
Yeah. I think there's a real explosion actually of audiobooks right now. My daughter's picked it up a few years ago. One of them told me she's listened to 250 books this year. I was like, whoa.
Wow.
That's a lot of books. Yeah. So that's good. Yeah. So I'm really proud of that. I'm really pleased that we're going to do that. And then we'll see what's next after that.
And of course, I noticed you have a little pine cone as well too. And the significance of, I mean, that's a really nice one right there. So.
That is nice. And that is in gold, which actually these are technically, but it's a redwood coniferous cone.
Oh,
and
wow.
I use that. Yeah. I use that in the book, as a bit of a parable, or maybe it's an analogy of how we are. You know, we have the redwood cone is only about 1 inch tall. It's really little. It's like about this big, smaller than the book, but it has the potential, the seed in it, to become a redwood. Mm-hmm. Although most of them never reach the status of a redwood, but we're like that too. We have all this potential to be so mighty, so grand, so much grandeur in each one of us. But too many of us are not getting the opportunity to, or don't take the opportunity to grow like we could. So I just think it's a great analogy for humans. I think we actually are mightier than the redwoods if we just could find our potential. Mm-hmm. This is what jazzes me up about the work I do, is I just never cease to be amazed by the potential of human beings. Mm-hmm. It's just an incredible thing.
And very incredible as well, too. And what are some of your plans for 2022 and beyond? And what else do you seek to accomplish in your amazing career?
Well, I've made one commitment to promote the book for 1 year. So I'll do all of the interviews. I'll probably always do interviews when I get asked, but I'm actively being involved in the interviews and promoting Life Mastery, the audiobook. And then we'll do some speaking starting in 2022 and through July. And then I'm going to regroup and decide what I want to do next. From there, I'll probably continue with Life Mastery. But I grew up on the back of a horse. I was in Rodeo Queen Contest Junior. Mm-hmm. I have wanted to go back and have a horse again, a little bit of property. So we might look at having a second home with some.
Wow.
So it'd be a really new, right now I live in a condo downtown Boise. So it would be a real leap to do that, but I want to look into doing that. That's what on my goals for next year.
Oh my
Mhm.
gosh.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm thinking about it too. It's like with all the things you've done, what is your most proudest accomplishment you had to date?
Well, obviously my children, because they are all awesome. I've got 6 awesome kids, 21 fabulous grandchildren. They're all doing super good. They're just great, great people, just taking care of business. That's pretty good. I beat the odds that we have everybody just being productive and just great. But that's any mother would tell you that. I would say my other most proudest accomplishment is really the Pitmania business and what we did there, the lives that we changed. And even now, working one-on-one with people, I don't work with a lot of people because I try to maintain my own lifestyle.
Hmm.
But when I watch what they do, I had a client this afternoon. We had to reschedule from earlier in the week, and just seeing the light in her eye and the enthusiasm for life, I'm really pleased to be a part of that. It's very soul satisfying.
Hmm. And very satisfying indeed too. And of course, we encourage everybody to check out Sherry and her program as well too. And once again, Sherry, how do people get in touch with you? How do people inquire about your services? And most importantly, where can people purchase or check out your book?
You can get the book on Amazon, of course. I always say if it's not on Amazon, it doesn't probably exist. So the
Hmm.
book's on Amazon, and you can get a hardback like the one that you held up, or a paperback, or the ebook on Amazon. I get a lot of feedback on that ebook. They say I need to buy the paperback now, so or a physical copy. So, you might want to just leap right to a physical copy. And then you can get a hold of me at lifemasteryinfo.com or Sherry Lynn Fernandez at Gmail if you're struggling with that website. And of course, social media. I'm on LinkedIn and Facebook, and I guess I'm on Instagram. Somebody else does that for me. I got enough. I got my hands full with Facebook and stuff. So I'm easy to find, and I'm very responsive. If you email me, or you can call me if you can find my number. You can call me and I'll answer. Because this is what I do, and I'm here to make a difference in people's lives. So if somebody has a question or something for me that I can help with, I'm very available.
Okay. All right. We certainly will do so. And looking forward to having again soon, Sherry, once again with author Sherry Stirling Fernandez of Life Mastery, the personal progression towards an infinite potential. The Mike Wagner Show, available on Amazon and a website. Sherry, it's great to hear from you again. Looking forward to having again very soon. Make sure you keep us up to date, and definitely have you on 2022 and beyond with a lot of great updates. I am looking forward to hearing from you again. You've been absolutely terrific, and we wish you a happy new year and see you in 2022.
Thanks. Thanks, Mike. You do a great interview, and I'll be happy to be on your show. I love your enthusiasm too, and your passion. So thank you for what you do, and I'll be glad to join you anytime.